Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I am back with another episode of F to the 5th Power, which stands for 5 Fun Fave Finds on Friday. But this episode is a little bit different. I'm going to be focusing on 5 organization and storage methods that are my favorites right now today. So that changes over time, but these are my favorites right now. First up, we're going to take a look at some ink pad storage. The ink pad storage that I like to use is made by a company called Best Craft Organizer. These ink pad storages are called the PortaInk storage. You can buy them singly like this, or they come in a set of 2 that you can hook together and you can have them swivel on your desk so they turn completely around on the swivels on the bottom. I like to use them singly. I'll show you how I have them hooked up, but you can see at the top here they have some spots where you can put your re-inkers, your alcohol inks. You can even put some acrylic blocks up there in the larger spots. And this is how you store your ink pads. So now the smaller ink pads like the VersaFine, they fit in just the way they're made. These larger ink pads that everybody's making now for the dye inks, they have to be turned horizontally so that they're sort of long vertically in the slot. The Distress Oxide inks, they also fit perfectly in there. So this is how I have mine set up. I put them next to each other side by side. And then you can see at the top I have my re-inkers, I have some stamp cleaner up there, I have my foam blenders, a bunch of different things up top. And then I organize my inks by color. So I have them all set up Roy G. Biv. And then at the end of my dye inks, I have all my Distress Oxide inks also by Roy G. Biv. And you can see that I have a little section at the end there where I've put in a couple of acrylic blocks and then also just some open areas to expand my collection. Okay, the second storage option that I want to show you is for ink cube storage. So I have also a bunch of ink cubes. I've grown my collection a little bit there as well. And my favorite way to store them are the Tim Holtz Ranger ink cube storage that he made for his Distress ink cubes. They also fit the Gina K ink cubes, the Simon Says Stamp ink cubes. I have some Delicata ones as well. And you can see that I have my Distress inks by color families, and then I have another set for everything else. I am going to be expanding to a 5th one there, and I keep my little foam blenders for the Distress inks underneath the ink cubes. The third thing also has to do with those foam blenders. This is how I organize my Distress Oxide foam blenders. So I have the Jennifer McGuire way of organizing my ink swatches, and I'll link to her video here where she talks about it. And then right behind it, I have my foam blenders in the same coin pockets that she uses for her swatches. So all I have to do is turn the page and my candied apple swatch coordinates with my candied apple foam blender. And that's a really easy way for me to keep them all together. My next current storage and organization favorite is from Queen & Co. And this is the storage trunk. And the new storage trunk has a glitter finish to it. I love this trunk. You can keep either 60 rolls of washi tape or 64 little containers of their toppings. Their toppings are super addictive. Once you start buying them, you're going to want them all to make your shaker cards. This trunk goes with you if you go to crops. It has a nice little handle there, and the clasps lock it closed. I also like how it has a see-through window so you can see what colors you have, and that glitter finish is really fun. Okay, my last storage container that I really love right now is my InterDesign refrigerator and freezer divided container. This is how I store my stamps and dies. And I have 2 of these right next to each other. So I love that you get 2 rows here basically, and they fit the Avery Elle stamp and die pockets perfectly. And this is another Jennifer McGuire recommendation, and it has really, really worked out well for me. I have really accumulated a lot of stamp sets and especially die sets, designing for a couple of companies right now, and so I need a great way to keep them organized and safe. I like that they have the handles so that I can pull them down, but I don't use that option all that much because I can just flip through them. So this has been a special episode of F to the 5th Power. I wanted to share with you 5 of my favorite ways to store and organize my crafty supplies right now. I'm sure in another few months I'll have a few other ideas. As things change, I like to reorganize my craft space and find new ways to keep everything nice and neat. If you're interested in the supplies I use, they'll all be linked down below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out my blog for more information, and I'll have a few other videos here that you might be interested in, including some other F to the 5th Power videos. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.